Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're exploring a really interesting path to English fluency. We're looking at how this kind of mini course aims to get you ready for, real life speaking. So if you've ever felt that gap between understanding English and, well, actually speaking it fluently, this deep dive is definitely for you.
Yeah, what's really fascinating here, I think, is that the source material we're looking at, it's not just your standard language guide. It's designed, quite meticulously actually, to activate what it calls your speaking muscles. Mm-hmm. It uses a pretty distinctive approach, focusing much more on active speaking, getting you talking, rather than just passive listening. The idea is to build that automatic response.
Exactly. And that methodology, it feels quite unique because it doesn't just throw information at you. It actively creates this practice space. So imagine listening and then it pauses, actually prompting you to speak, repeat, or reply. It's not just memorizing lists. It really is like a workout, right? A specific workout for your mouth and brain to connect the knowing and the doing. Okay, so if you want to activate those speaking skills, where does this course start? Logically, I suppose.
Well, it kicks off with the absolute foundations. Greetings.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and it emphasizes that these aren't just, polite noises. They're the crucial first step in any conversation.
Yeah.
Getting comfortable with them is key.
Right, the micro interactions.
Precisely. And what's insightful isn't just listing hi, hello, good morning, or good afternoon, and the usual, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. And you? Mm-hmm. Or maybe, I'm good, thanks. The key is how the method embeds these so they become almost automatic. You use these guided dialogues like, A, hi, hello, A, how are you? B, I'm good, thank you. And you? A, I'm great, nice to meet you. B, nice to meet you too. That immediate practice helps you sound natural, much faster. It helps you skip that awkward pause where you're translating in your head.
Mm-hmm. Bypassing the translation phase. I like that. Okay, so you've managed the, hi, how are you? What's next? Building rapport.
Exactly. Introducing yourself. The course highlights this as, well, probably one of the most useful and common things you need to do.
Makes sense. You do it all the time.
And it breaks it down into key phrases. My name is your name, naturally. I'm from your country. I live in your city. Plus those really useful ones like I speak a little English or I'm learning English, which are great confidence builders too.
Yeah, it takes the pressure off.
Right. And again, it's not just a list. It puts them straight into a dialogue context. Like, A, what's your name? B, my name is Lena. What's yours? A, I'm Ben. Where are you from? B, I'm from Morocco. A, oh nice, I'm from the UK. That repetition, practicing your own details, is what the source calls pivotal for fluency, building that muscle memory for your own story.
Okay, so we've covered greetings and introductions, those first connections. What about just, talking about your day?
The daily routine. Yeah, the course moves on to that.
Which might seem simple, but describing your routine is actually a fantastic way to practice verb tenses and sequencing without even thinking about grammar rules too much.
It really is. And the guide strategically includes those core sentences. I wake up at 7 a.m., I brush my teeth, I eat breakfast. Then maybe I go to work, I come home at 6 p.m., I have dinner, and finally I go to bed at 10 p.m., that sort of thing. Right. And the emphasis, again, is on speaking it aloud. The source says this builds fluency and comfort. Not just recalling the facts, but getting the rhythm, the flow, the verb tenses right implicitly.
Like a mini narrative.
Exactly. So the dialogue example is something like, A, what do you do every day? B, I wake up at 7, eat breakfast, and go to work.
Right.
A, what time do you finish work? B, at 5 p.m. I come home at 6. It helps make talking about your life sound smooth, which, can be tricky for learners.
Definitely. Okay, from the personal routine, what about out in the world? Like shopping, that's another everyday thing.
Yes, and a place where you need specific practical language. The material covers this well. It highlights those essentials, starting with, excuse me, or maybe the shop assistant says, can I help you?
Yeah.
Then the question's like, how much is this? The answer, it's 10 pounds. Then maybe asking, do you have this in red or another color? And payment. Can I pay by card? Finishing with thank you very much and you're welcome.
All the key transaction points.
Right. The whole idea is to practice handling these real-world situations so you feel less stressed, less under pressure when you're actually in a store. So the practice dialogue might be, A, excuse me, how much is this shirt? B, it's 10 pounds. A, do you have it in blue? B, sorry, only red and white. A, okay, I'll take the red one. Can I pay by card? B, of course, thank you.
Very practical. Okay, so we've done greetings, intros, routines, shopping. What about expressing yourself a bit more? Your personality.
Good point. The next step is often talking about hobbies and interests. This is where you start to sound more like, well, you. So this section gives you phrases like, I like music, I love reading, I enjoy cooking, or activities, I watch movies on the weekend, I go for a walk every morning, I like spending time with my family.
Standard stuff, but important for connection.
Absolutely. And the insight here, according to the source, is that the more you practice saying what you like, the more confident and natural you sound.
Yeah.
You move beyond just functional, getting things done English.
To more authentic communication.
Exactly. So a sample chat might be, A, what do you like to do in your free time?
Yeah.
B, I like reading books and going for walks. A, oh, me too. What kind of books do you like? B, I like adventure books. Simple, but it builds connection.
Okay, and leading on from that, what happens when the conversation gets tricky? When you don't understand something? That's a big hurdle.
A huge one. And this guide tackles it directly, focusing on asking for help politely.
Crucial.
So important. It provides phrases like, excuse me, can you help me? The direct, I don't understand. Or, can you say that again, please? And the very useful, please speak slowly. And always, always ending with, thank you for your help.
These feel like essential tools for any learner.
They really are. The source points out they're not just polite, they are strategically vital. They show respect, sure, but they also keep the learning going. Whether you're in class, at work, traveling, they help you solve problems and learn faster. The example dialogue is straightforward. A, excuse me, can you help me? B, yes, of course. A, I don't understand this word. What does it mean? B, it means happy. A, thank you. Simple, clear, effective.
So listening to us talk through this, and hopefully if you've been sort of mentally practicing along, you've already felt a bit of this method. You haven't just been passively listening. The idea is you've been mentally speaking, maybe even whispering the phrases. You practiced. And the source says that active part is powerful.
That really is the core message, isn't it?
Yeah.
Learning English or any language, it's a journey.
Right.
And every single word you actually say, every sentence you repeat out loud, it gets you closer to fluency.
Yeah.
If we connect this to like the bigger picture, the more you speak, the more your brain just gets used to thinking in English, producing English. It starts to skip that step of translating from your native language.
Yeah, building those neural pathways. So what does the source suggest you do after this deep dive to keep that momentum going?
Give some really practical tips. First, repeat this kind of practice daily. Consistency is key. Second, try recording yourself speaking these phrases or dialogues, and then listen back. It helps you notice things.
Oh, that's a good one. Hard, but good.
Yeah, self-correction. Third, when the material pauses, actually pause and answer the question properly. Don't just skip ahead. And finally, and this is crucial, try using these conversations with real people. Friends, teachers, language partners. Make it dynamic.
Right, take it off the page or out of the audio and into the real world.
Exactly. And the final piece of encouragement from the source is aimed right at that fear everyone has. Mistakes. It says basically, mistakes mean you're learning. Don't worry about them. They're part of the process.
That's such an important mindset shift, isn't it?
Absolutely. And it raises a bigger question, really. Isn't that true for learning any new skill? It's about moving from just passively taking information in to actively practicing, making mistakes, adjusting that iterative loop. Treating errors not as failures, but as data. Data for your brain to use to get better.
Yeah, that's a great point. So just imagine, what else could you get really good at if you started treating it less like studying and more like an active workout, or workout for your brain and your skill muscles? The possibilities, when you think about it like that, are pretty exciting.
Talk about practice, right?
Yeah.
But what kind of practice actually works, especially when you want to build confidence, maybe learn a new skill, something that feels a bit exposing?
Yeah, exactly.
Today we're doing a deep dive, but maybe not into what you expect. We're looking at the surprisingly powerful simplicity of just practicing conversation.
Finding that shortcut to feeling clear and confident.
Yeah, no doubt of the topic, really.
And for this, we're digging into a really interesting source. It's an excerpt from Easy English Conversation Practice for Beginners by Learn English with Mohammed.
Okay.
It's super direct, very interactive, really aimed at, beginners or maybe anyone who feels a bit hesitant about speaking English out loud.
Right, that shyness factor.
Definitely. So our mission today is really to pull out the core ideas, the methods behind how this guide builds confidence effectively, what makes it work.
And see how those principles might apply, beyond just learning English.
Exactly. Looking for those broader takeaways for learning any skill.
So right away, this source talks about real practice. It emphasizes that. It's not like sitting down with a grammar book.
No, not passive reading.
It's interactive. It pushes you to repeat things, respond like you're actually in a conversation.
Which is fascinating because it prioritizes active participation. The guide literally says, grab your headphones, relax your mind, and speak out loud with me.
Get involved.
Yeah, and this core idea, the speak anyway philosophy, that's what they call it.
Speak anyway. I like that.
Even if you're totally unsure about pronunciation, it says, don't be shy, I'm here for you. It's about getting the mouth and brain working together.
Like just making the sounds, forming the words, even imperfectly.
Precisely. It's like physical training for your mouth and neural pathways. You have to do the reps, even if they're clumsy at first.
Okay, so you get past that initial hurdle, that speak anyway idea.
Yeah.
Where does the guide take you next?
It starts right at the beginning.
Yeah.
The absolute fundamentals of connecting with people, greetings and goodbyes.
Seems super basic, right? Hello. Goodbye.
Uh.
Why start there? Is there a deeper reason?
Well, yeah, I think so. From a learning perspective, mastering these really simple, repetitive bits, it actually lays down the neurological tracks for more complicated interactions later.
No, so?
It's about building automaticity, making those basic phrases effortless, like second nature.
Okay, so you don't have to think about saying hello.
Exactly. Your brain doesn't get bogged down with the absolute basics. It frees up mental energy, your cognitive load, to focus on the actual meaning of the conversation.
Which in turn builds confidence because you're not tripping over the first word.
Precisely. You nail the basics smoothly. You feel more ready for what's next.
Makes sense. And the guy gives you those basics. Hello, hi, for meeting people.
Yeah.
Goodbye, see you for leaving.
Yeah.
Then it adds layers, like time-specific ones. Good morning, good afternoon.
For more repetition.
Right. And polite options like, see you later, take care. It even has a little practice dialogue, mini dialogue 1, where you're person B.
So you're responding immediately.
Yeah, saying things like, hello, hey, I'm good, thank you, how about you? And nice to meet you too. It forces you to speak right away.
Very practical.
So after greetings, where does it go? It seems like the next logical step is, well, introducing yourself more.
Exactly. It moves from just pleasantries to actually sharing a bit about who you are, talking about yourself.
And how does that part help build confidence, going beyond just hello?
Well, psychologically, being able to say who you are in a new language, that's huge. It gives you a sense of agency, like you exist in this language too.
You're not just repeating sounds, you're expressing you.
Precisely. It makes the language feel like a tool you can actually use for self-expression, not just some abstract system. That feeling of, I can introduce myself, I can say where I'm from, that's incredibly empowering.
Yeah, I can see that. And the guide gives you the phrases to practice, like, my name is, I am from, I live in.
The core identity stuff.
And examples of what you might do. I'm a student, I'm a teacher, I work in a shop, or even just, I'm learning English.
Acknowledging the process itself.
And then another mini dialogue 2, puts you back as person B to practice using these.
Right, responding with things like, my name is, what about you?
And nice to meet you too. Where are you from? Followed by, I'm from. It builds it up step by step.
From repetition to actual, like, personal application.
Okay, so greetings, introductions.
Yeah.
Then it cleverly shifts into daily life, right? Routines, everyday activities.
Yes, making the language immediately relevant to things you actually do.
That seems key, making it useful straight away.
Absolutely. And daily routines are pretty universal, aren't they? So practicing phrases about waking up, eating breakfast, going to work.
Things everyone does.
Right.
Yeah.
Build a really solid vocabulary for situations you encounter constantly. And remember that cognitive load idea.
Yeah, freeing up brain space.
This helps massively. If you can talk about your morning routine without thinking too hard, you've got more mental bandwidth for, unexpected conversation topics.
That's a great point. So you practice repeating things like, I wake up at 7 o'clock, I eat breakfast, I go to work.
Simple, declarative sentences about your day.
I study English in the evening, I watch TV at night, I go to bed at 10. And the practice conversation puts you in the position of answering questions about it.
Yeah, like responding, I wake up at 7, eat breakfast, and go to work. Or answering, yes, I study English in the evening. It cements those phrases in a conversational context.
Okay, so we've covered greetings, talking about yourself, daily routines. The guide then takes another step into really practical, real-world stuff, like being in a shop or a restaurant.
Transactional English. Yeah, this is crucial.
Why is this transactional stuff so important for confidence?
Because it builds autonomy. Being able to handle basic tasks, ordering food, buying something in a new language in an unfamiliar place, that's incredibly empowering.
Takes away some of the fear of navigating the world.
Absolutely. Even knowing just a few key phrases makes a huge difference. It reduces anxiety. It makes you feel more independent. Knowing you can manage these simple interactions is a massive confidence booster.
Those small wins really add up.
I do.
And the guide walks you through it. Repeating phrases for both sides of the interaction, like, hello, can I help you? From the shopkeeper's side. And then, yes, I'm looking for a t-shirt from the customer side. Questions like, how much is it? And the answer, it's 15 pounds.
Covering the whole exchange.
Yeah. Can I pay by card? Yes, of course. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome. And then the practice section makes you the customer.
So you're using the phrases actively.
Right. Saying things like, yes, I'm looking for a black t-shirt.
Yeah.
Asking how much is it? Can I pay by card? And ending with, you're welcome. It feels like a genuine rehearsal.
It is a rehearsal. That's the point.
So after all this repetition, the guided dialogues,
Yeah.
the source then shifts gears a bit, doesn't it? It moves towards like forming your own answers,
Yes, and this is a really critical step, moving beyond just mimicking.
towards actual fluency, maybe.
Well, towards genuine linguistic production, certainly. It uses a structured Q&A format.
It's brilliant, actually.
How does that work?
It asks you questions, and the instruction is to answer in full sentences using your own information. You're not just repeating a pre-scripted line anymore.
So you have to construct the answer yourself.
Exactly. It's the bridge from repeating to actually using the language more spontaneously. It helps you start to own the language, apply it creatively based on the prompt.
That makes sense. And it scaffolds it nicely. First, you repeat the common questions themselves.
Get some familiar.
Questions like, what's your name? Where do you live? What do you do? What time do you wake up? Relating back to the earlier sections.
Reinforcing vocabulary.
What do you eat for breakfast? What do you like to do in your free time? And then it hits you with the interactive part, where you answer similar questions using full sentences. Right. Responding to, what's your name? Where are you from? What do you do? Do you like music? What kind of music do you like? With your own answers.
It feels like a very natural progression from guided practice to slightly more independent speaking.
It really is. Well structured.
Okay, so as the guide sort of wraps up these practical sections, it circles back to some essential polite phrases, but also ends with this really strong motivational message.
Yeah, the author seems to really get the learner's mindset, the struggle and the potential.
Totally. So you practice those vital polite bits first, like, excuse me.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't understand. Which are so important.
Crucial for real conversations.
Can you say that again, please? Yes, of course. Have a nice day. Standard useful stuff. But then comes this message, summing it all up. Amazing work, my friend. You've spent this time practicing, speaking, and growing.
Very encouraging.
Every time you repeat these conversations, your brain learns faster, your mouth becomes stronger, your confidence goes up. It directly links the practice to the outcome.
And acknowledges the effort. It also normalizes imperfection. Don't worry about mistakes. Keep repeating. Keep speaking. You're doing better than you think.
Yeah, that's powerful. It's not just about the words, it's building that self-belief.
Absolutely. It's fostering a growth mindset alongside the language skills.
So bringing this all together,
Yeah.
what's the big takeaway from this deep dive into, a beginner's English practice guide? It feels like more than just language learning.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's a fantastic illustration of how consistent, low-stakes practice really works.
Yeah.
That combination of repetition, active participation, and importantly, that supportive, non-judgmental framing.
Yeah, the speak anyway and don't worry about mistakes parts.
Right. That whole package is basically the foundation for building confidence and skill in pretty much anything new you try. It's not just English.
It really demonstrates the how.
Exactly. And the original creator even hints at applying this method to other areas like travel, school, family, job interviews, showing its versatility.
So that really leaves us with a final thought for you, the listener, doesn't it?
I think so. How could this whole approach, this speak anyway, keep repeating, low-stakes practice method that works so well for language, how could you apply that to other areas in your life?
Right. Where else do you want to build a skill? Or maybe just overcome some shyness? Could be public speaking, learning an instrument.
Could be coding, could be networking, could be anything. What's one small, consistent, step one, imperfect action you could take? How can you train your own brain and mouth or your hands or whatever it is?
To just speak anyway in that area you want to grow in. What's that first, maybe slightly clumsy repetition you can do today?
Yeah, something to think about.